first graders. Tonight we are going to read the last part of Barbed Wire Baseball, the ending to the story. We left off where Zini and his two sons and all the people in the internment camp had worked together so hard to build a beautiful baseball field in the middle of the desert. Remember what it looked like? It was finally finished. Remember? And then they built the bleachers. They took wood from the fence to build the bleachers so the crowd could sit. And now it is time. The women sewed uniforms out of potato sacks. They ordered equipment. And now they are ready to play. And the big day has arrived. Look at the spectators. Look at all of these people cheering. It looks like there's too many to even fit in the bleachers that Zini and his sons built. All right, let's read the amazing ending to this book. That first game, on a bright May day, half the camp turned out to watch the teams that Zini had organized. A breeze stirred the new grass. The sun bathed everything in a gentle warmth. It was a perfect day for a baseball game. 6,000 people filled the bleachers and spilled onto the scrubby ground behind them and along the sides of the stands. 6,000 people. That is too many to fit into the bleachers that Zini had built. But it didn't stop them from coming. And there's Zini, up to bat. Zini leaned over home plate. The bat held firmly in his hands. He looked at Howard, already on first base, at Harvey, now on second, at the neat white lines marking the field. His eyes scanned the bleachers filled with cheering fans. He watched the pitcher cradling the ball, pulling back his arm, getting ready to throw. There he is. There's the pitcher. And he just threw the ball towards Zini. Zini focused on the blur of white as it zoomed closer. The weight of the bat felt so familiar and natural. It was like a part of his body. He waited until just the right moment. Whack! The bat met the ball with a crisp, splintering sound. Zini threw the bat down and ran. He ran to first base, then second, then third, his eyes following the arc of the ball as it soared up and away, far over the barbed wire fence, right out of the ballpark. Which means what? What's going to happen? Do you know anything about baseball? Yeah, Zini, it looks like if it went out of the ballpark, Zini might be getting a home run. And here are his two sons. They're rounding home first. Howard and Harvey jogged to home plate before him, arms raised, grins plastered on their faces. Now, they yelled, now. Now, Zini shouted back. He knew he was still behind a barbed wire fence, but he felt completely free, as airy and light as the ball he had sent flying. What do you think made him feel free, even though he was behind a barbed wire fence? Can you turn and tell mom and dad or brother and sister next to you what made him feel free? Yeah, because he was playing his favorite game, the game he loved, the game that made him feel like a giant. And he had sent that ball flying right over the barbed wire fence. There he is. Right now, there was nothing else he wanted to do. Just this. Right now, right here. It didn't matter whether his team won or lost. Like the powerful champion he was, he felt he could touch the sky if he wanted. Now, he roared as he crossed home plate. He felt 10 feet tall, playing the game he loved so much. Nothing would ever make him feel small again. Right? Zini was a small man. Do you remember the picture I showed you in the beginning? This is a real photograph of Zini. Remember, he's between Babe Ruth and Lou Gehrig. There's Zini. Look how short he is. Look how small he is. But he felt 10 feet tall. That's really tall. That's taller than any person. That's as tall as a super high ceiling. He felt 10 feet tall when he was playing baseball. Why did baseball make him feel 10 feet tall? You turn and tell mom and dad, brother and sister, what that means. Why did baseball make him feel 10 feet tall? He didn't grow larger. He was still a very small man physically. His height was short. But what does that mean, that baseball made him feel 10 feet tall? Yes, it means that baseball made him feel good about himself. It made him feel special. It made him feel like he measured up. Remember that expression, to measure up? And when he was first put in the internment camp as a prisoner, he felt like he didn't measure up. He felt like because he was a Japanese American that somehow he was not as good as everybody else. And remember when he first started playing baseball, people made him feel like he didn't measure up. They said, "You're too small. You're too weak. You can't play baseball." They tried to make him feel like he didn't measure up. But when he became an amazing baseball player, it made him feel 10 feet tall. It made him feel good about himself, that he could do anything and be anything, no matter where he was, even behind barbed wire. All right, first graders, I hope you like this book as much as I did, and I can't wait to hear your responses to our Flipgrid Read Aloud discussion questions. All right, I will see you again soon. Miss you. Bye.